Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kassandra and today we're doing an earth-themed flow. As you can tell, I am not in my normal location. I am here in Costa Rica and this is pretty much the perfect location for this theme of the class. So if you are new to my channel, a couple weeks ago I put out a fire-themed yoga practice and that was really focusing on the third chakra, stoking the fire within. So the element of earth is associated with stability and grounding. When the element of earth within us is unbalanced, we can be prone to anxiety and stressed, and we're really just that kind of person that's up in the clouds, so to speak, so not really able to be a part of this real physical world, having a really hard time making decisions and not really being embodied. So this is really a practice of embodiment. This is a practice of perseverance. So we're going to be holding these standing poses. A lot of the poses we're going to be doing are standing, and we're going to be holding them for a little bit longer than you might be used to holding them so that we can work on our perseverance, our stability, and the foundation of our legs. The earth element is associated with the first root chakra, the Mooladhara chakra, which is really all about safety and security. So by strengthening the Mooladhara chakra, we're going to strengthen our sense of security and safety in the world, and then we'll be able to move into this world with more grounding, more presence, more strength, inner and outer strength. So let's begin actually standing up, just at the top of the mat. And you can bring your feet really, maybe even more than hip width distance apart. Get a nice steady foundation. Lift and spread through the toes before grounding them down. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms face forward. Unlock the knees and just close your eyes. Take some cleansing breaths in and out through the nose. Relax your shoulders. And just notice how you feel right now in this moment. What is your connection to the element of earth? In what ways do you need to be more grounded, more stable, more secure? How would this benefit you in your life? And you can keep the eyes closed or you can open them. We're just going to do a bit of pranayama, a little visualization with the breath. So because we are working on the root chakra, Mooladhara chakra, this chakra is bright red in color. So as you ground through all four corners of both feet, on the inhale, feel this glowing red earth energy move up through the soles of the feet, up into the legs and all the way to the base of the tailbone. And as you exhale, let that energy go all the way back down the legs and deep down into the earth. So like the roots of a great big tree, you inhale the nourishment from the soil and you exhale back out into the ground beneath you. Let your inhale and exhale flow through the nose at a smooth, steady pace. Let the energy of the earth strengthen your resolve, strengthen your resilience. Find your foundation. Continue for 5 more rounds of breath. Set your intention for this practice. Can you find one area of your life, one situation that needs to be infused with the earth element? What needs a little bit more strength, perseverance, grounding, and stability? Make your practice an offering of this. Let's bring our hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra, pressing the thumbs into the heart. We'll open this practice with the chant of Om one time, inhaling to chant, breathe in. And opening the eyes, bring your feet in a little bit closer, hip width distance apart so the ankles are under the knees are underneath the hips. Keep your hands Anjali Mudra, close your eyes once more. So really important in this class is the foundation of the feet. We want the toes to be spreading. Many of us either roll into the inner ankle or out to the outer ankle. So we want to find some balance in here. Close your eyes. Ground down, and then let all of your weight lean forward into the balls of the feet. So feel your weight shift forward. And then move it all the way over to the right. So lean to the right. Then lean all the way back into your heels. All the way over to the left. And then find the true center between those four corners. Equally engaging the soles of the feet, the balls of the feet, the heels, the outer and inner corners, spreading through the toes and lifting up through the arch. Release your arms by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together to touch. Look up. Exhale, release your arms back down. 2 more big circles like this. Inhale, arms rise, palms together. Exhale. Soften it down, opening through the shoulders. As you inhale, root down through the earth, lift up to the sky. Exhale, dig down into the soil a little bit more. Next time you inhale, keep your arms all the way up. Hold onto your left wrist with your right hand, extend up a little taller, and then move into a crescent side bend. Take a moment to linger here. Pressing out into your left hip. Get a nice side body stretch. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, arms back down. And we'll go to the other side. Inhale, reach up. Hold onto your right wrist with your left hand. Lengthen a little bit more. And then exhale, crescent over to the side. Coming all the way back to center. And release the arms back down. Step to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Once more, feet hip width distance apart. Interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Bend the elbows so the thumbs are resting on the sacrum, and draw the shoulders back as if you're trying to squeeze a little pencil between your shoulder blades. As you inhale, lift up through the chest, look up. And then bend your knees generously, fold all the way down, straighten the arms, reach the knuckles up and over. Let your head be heavy. Maybe shake out the neck a little bit. And already notice what's happening to your feet. Where is the foundation lying? So I like to get into the shoulders a little deeper into a pose like this. Bend the knees a lot. And then you can lean onto your left shoulder. Lift the right shoulder and look up. So you should feel a deeper stretch into the right arm, right shoulder. You might even feel it down into the bicep. Let your head relax. And then back to center. And we move to the other side. Lean onto your right shoulder. Lift the left shoulder, look up. Keep breathing. That glowing red energy coming up through the feet, up through the legs, into the tailbone. Make your way back to center. Release your arms all the way down, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and bend. Twice more like this. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Last one, inhale. And exhale, bend the knees. Step your left foot back, lower your left knee down to the mat. Low lunge, Anjali Sheersh-Asana. Inhale, arms rise up. Tailbone is reaching down. Hug your legs into the midline. Lengthen up through the arms. Spread long. So if your legs are the roots of the great big tree, you want your arms to be the branches, lifting up closer to the sun. Circle the arms wide, bring your fingertips down. Let's straighten the right leg, folding over the thigh, just getting into the hamstrings a little here. Lengthen out of the low back. And start to bend into your right knee again. Plant the palms on the outer edges of that right foot and extend your right leg straight back. Feel your right hip rotate down so the knee, the thigh, the toes all point down to the floor. Draw the navel in to the belly. You can hold here or you can reach your left arm forward, bicep along the ear. So we're just going to hold this exact shape for 5 deep breaths. You'll start to feel the heat build up. Squeeze into the glutes, keep pressing out into your back heel. Lengthen out through your left hand. Feel your right fingertips claw down into the earth, getting the strength, the stability, and the nourishment directly from it. Lengthen out a little bit more. Keep your right leg lifted. Bring your left hand down to the mat, 3-legged dog with the back left toes curled under. Lift the left knee up, reach your right leg up. Bend your right knee, open up that hip nice and wide. Let's straighten and square that right leg, and we're gonna step the right foot forward in between the palms, coming up into our warrior 1. So ground the back heel at about a 45-degree angle. Keep your right knee bent, lift and look up. So in this class, we are moving mindfully, not rushing through our transitions. And once we are in the pose, we're going to try to hold them either 5 or 10 breaths. And 10 breaths is usually a little bit more than a minute or so. Square the hips and the shoulders to face straight forward. Draw the navel into the low back. Sink down a little lower. As you inhale, breathe in through the earth. Exhale, ground down a little more. This is your stability, your power. Keep your legs in that same warrior 1 shape. Simply bend the elbows, cactusing the arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Maybe lift up through the chest a little bit as you arch the spine. Squeezing that little pencil between the shoulder blades, palms shining forward, bend that front knee a little more. Inhale, re-extend the arms up overhead. Let's bring our hands down to the mat, downward facing dog. So a really great earth pose. Down dog, feel the fingertips claw into the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to, curl the tailbone up. And we're gonna hold this down dog a little bit. Just take a few breaths here. So normally I encourage you to move in down dog, but this one, just for this class really, see if you can find a little bit more stability in it. Hugging into the midline. Tailbone lifting up, navel toning back. Hug the outer shins in. Lengthen your neck. Inhale forward to your plank pose, strong through your core. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Point your toes back, take a little cobra. Chin and chest lift, pull the shoulders back into a little child's pose, big toes together, knees apart, reach the arms forward. Fully in contact with the earth. Imagine you're like a little seed deep down into the soil, full of potential. Make your way back, downward facing dog. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. Tuck the toes under. lift up and back, minimize the fidgeting. And we're gonna step our feet to the top of the mat, taking our Ragdoll Fold. Do this mindfully. Bend your knees slightly. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, ground down through all four corners of the feet. Exhale, fold and release. Twice more. Inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, fold. Last one. And release, bend your knees, step your right foot back, right knee down. We're coming to our low lunge. Left knee is directly over the top of your ankle as you lift up. Reaching through the arms, squeeze your legs into center and let that lift you up a little taller. So the spine is the trunk of your tree. It's extending, maybe look up if you want to challenge your balance a little bit. Spread the fingertips wide. See if you can even spread the toes. Cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Circle the arms wide. Let's take our little runner stretch. Ardha Hanuman. Straightening the left leg, folding over the left thigh and left shin. So I like to keep a little bit of a bend here in that front leg. My left hamstrings are quite tight, so you can definitely do that at home too. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Start to lift up, bend into your left knee, ground the palms, and you're gonna kick that left heel all the way back. So tabletop pose, but the left leg is lifted. Feel your thigh, your knee, your shin, your toes all point down to the mat. Draw the lower belly in, and if you'd like to go further, right arm extends forward, bicep along the ear, thumb is pointing straight up. So this is not so much about height, it's more about length. Trying to reach the toes further away from the fingertips. Reaching the crown of the head further away from the tailbone. So you are strong, you are grounded, and you can hold this. 2 more breaths. Keep your left leg up. Let your right hand come down. 3-legged dog. Left leg goes all the way up and back. Bend your knee, open up that hip. And we're going to step to our warrior 1. Straighten and square the left leg. Step your left foot forward between the hands. Back heel grounds down. Knee is directly over the top of your ankle. Lifting up. So we want to stay really low to the earth with the legs and then lengthen out through the spine, reach long through the arms, facing directly forward to the top of the mat. Keep the floating ribs drawing in. Steady breaths. With every exhale, dig down a little deeper. Use the power of your legs. Cactus the arms, bend the elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Maybe take a little back bend as you lift the chin and chest up. Nothing changes in the legs. Stable and strong. Arms reach up, inhale. Sink down a little lower. And let's bring our hands down, downward facing dog. Claw the fingertips into the earth. Hold your down dog for a few breaths. Try to find stability here and stillness. Not fidgeting to distract ourselves, but moving mindfully and consciously. Let's inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower chaturanga if you'd like. Inhale, back bend of your choice, cobra or up dog. And we meet back downward facing dog. From this downward dog, reach your right leg up to the sky, straight and squared. Without swinging the leg forward, take your time. We're going to step that right foot in between the palms to the top of the mat. Super slow. Keep your back heel lifted off the ground. We're coming up to our high lunge. Circling the arms up. Bending into that front knee. Back knee might need to bend a little bit as well. Open up the arms, interlace your fingers behind your lower back, bend the elbows again so the thumbs are on the tailbone, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, lift and look up. Strong through the legs, fold over your thigh, reach the knuckles up and over. So if you're tired, you can let your chest rest on your right thigh, otherwise try to keep it like an inch or so hovering off of that right leg. Sink down a little bit deeper. Reach the crown of the head forward. And bring your hands to your hips. Lift the chin and chest back up into your high lunge. And then bring your back foot in a couple inches so that you can ground your back heel. So right toes are still pointing forward. Left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Bring your hips, shoulders, and chest to face the top of the mat. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, tilt forward from the pelvis, push that right hip back. Hold when you're halfway there, parallel to the mat. Little micro bend in your right leg. So it's going to feel like the legs are moving away from each other. Try to hug them into the center, as if you're trying to bring your right heel and your left toes to touch. 3 more breaths here, holding halfway. If you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, you're going to reach your arms forward, biceps along the ears. Strong and stable. Breathe in the energy of the earth. And then fold, release. Few breaths here, deep stretch into the hamstrings. Staying low, bend your right knee a little bit and bring your fingertips forward. And we're going to lift the back leg up. So just like a warrior 3, but see if you can keep your fingertips on the ground. Rotate your left hip down, reach the heart forward. And now pushing down from your right leg, slowly bring your hands to your heart, one at a time, and we're going to come all the way up to stand, bringing our left leg with us. You should really start to feel your right leg engage. Keep that left knee up, nice and high. Flex into your left foot, and let's extend our left leg forward. You got this. Lift the left toes up a little higher. Warrior 3, left leg goes back. Tilt your chest forward. And let's find our warrior 2 from here. Bend your front knee, ground the back foot, and bring your back foot parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. So you want your heel to arch in line. Arms reach out to the sides, palms are facing down. Squeeze that knee open towards the little toe. Ten breaths in warrior 2. So this is a slower practice, but that does not mean it's an easier practice. It's just a different kind of challenge. And whenever I start to feel my legs shake, I like to remind myself that we really are stronger than we think. Your mind is going to, or your body is going to want to give up a lot faster, but your mind is stronger. Your will, your determination is more powerful. See if you can sink the hips down a little bit more. Reach long through the arms. Downward dog. Circle the palms. Step your right foot back next to the left. Lift up tall. Mindful vinyasa. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Downward facing dog. Reach back through the heels. Extend your left leg up, nice and high. Keep it straight and squared. And very slowly, we're coming to a high lunge. Don't rush this motion. Feel everything along the way. And then ground the foot. Back heel is up. Reach long and out through the arms. Palms facing in towards one another. So I usually like to take a look at my front knee here. Stability is important. Sometimes it'll wobble side to side. Try to keep it directly over that second and third toe. Feet are hip width distance apart. Ground down a little more. Feel the legs hug in towards one another. Let's open up our arms, interlace the fingers the more usual way. So you have the other thumb on top. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you and then dive forward. Arms reaching up and over. So I'm trying to keep my chest slightly lifted over that left thigh. You might notice your hips doing some funky little readjusting here. Try to pull and tone the navel back so you're not caving into the low back. Stay low to the ground, bring your hands to your hips, lift the chin and the chest up, back into that high lunge. And we're just gonna bring that back foot in a couple inches so that you can ground the heel and straighten the front leg. Coming into our pyramid pose, square the hips forward, so left hip pulls back, lift and lengthen, and then tilt forward, hold when you're halfway, so roughly parallel to the floor. Push back through your hips and lengthen out through your spine. So again, we're trying to reach, or counter reach really, tailbone further away from the head. Your front leg absolutely doesn't need to be perfectly straight. And if you did it on the first side, reach your arms overhead, biceps along the ears, 3 breaths here. I'm sure you guys can hear the roosters in the background. It's a lovely wake-up call every morning. And fold into your pyramid pose. Relax your neck. Get the nourishment from the earth. Squeeze the legs into center. Start to lift the chin and the chest up. Bend into your left knee, walk your hands forward, stay high onto the fingertips and kick up from that back leg. So like a warrior 3, but we're starting with the hands down. And as you push into your left heel, then you can start to bring one and then both hands at the chest. We're gonna come all the way up to stand. You'll feel it in the glutes. Right knee stays up nice and high. Facing forward. Extend your right leg straight. Feel yourself push into your right heel, curl the right toes back to the shin, lift that leg up a little higher. Warrior 3, nice and slow. Reach your right leg back. Tone the navel. And we're gonna come to our warrior 2 on the second side. So bend the left knee, ground the back foot, spin your back heel parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. And reach your arms wide. holding in this strong pose. Notice if your breath is short or shallow, lengthen it. Sink the hips a little deeper. Squeeze the heels into the midline. Almost over. Keep your back arm lifted so the hand is just as high as the shoulder. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot next to the right. Dig into your tiger paws, grounding the knuckles into the earth. This will be our last flow. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's find our little seed child's pose again. Knees down, keep them pretty close towards each other, big toes together. And you can reach your arms back this time, forehead down to the ground. Slowing down the breath, slowing down the heart rate. Honoring your power, your strength, your will, your determination. And really your resilience. So what allows you to keep going, even when you get knocked down, when you get challenged, you still rise back up. And let's lift up. We'll swing our legs forward, coming into Jhana Sheersh-Asana, or head to knee pose. Right leg extends forward, left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Ground the sit bones into the earth. Really feel that connection of the Mooladhara, the root chakra, down into the soil. Inhale, arms rise up, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips and fold. Grab a hold of whatever you can. You can also just stay up high if this is better for you. One of the best things about this heat in Costa Rica is that it just kind of melts the fascia. And I seem to be able to get into poses a little bit more. But a reminder at home, if you are also practicing in a hot environment, you need to be really careful, because it's a lot easier to go too far without even realizing that you're going past your limit or past your edge. 5 breaths here. And let's come up slowly. Use your hands to lift the chin and the chest back up. We'll move to the other side, so bend your right knee. Left leg extends. Right foot to the inside of that left thigh. I like to keep the hips and the shoulders still facing forward. You can open up a little wider if that feels best for you. Flex the left foot. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, tilt forward, fold. One more deep belly breath. Grounding into the sit bones. And use your hands to lift all the way back up. And let's just bend the knees, feet flat on the mat. Do a little windshield wiper motion here, letting the knees drop side to side. So the next pose is optional. I'm going to move into a shoulder stand and also plow pose. I find that to be one of the poses that best connects to the earth element. Shoulder stand is really not for everyone. So if you feel like this is hard for you to breathe or it's just way too much, you can do legs up the wall or just bridge pose. So bridge pose with the knees bent, lifting the hips up. Let's come down. So if you're doing bridge pose, you're just grounding the feet down into the mat, lifting the pelvis up. If you're going to come into your shoulder stand, I like to draw the shoulder blades down the back first, and then you're going to lift up. So you can either do it from your bridge pose first. I find it easier to just kind of bring the knees into the belly and lift up from there, and then you're supporting the low back with your palms. Trying to stack the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Connecting the heart to the earth. And you can transition into plow pose if you'd like, dropping the toes back behind you, extending the arms. If you are in bridge pose, you can let your hips start to come back to the ground. If you're in plow or shoulder stand, very slowly roll out. Don't let your head come off the mat. Support the hips back down. And let's all let our feet go wide, knees fall in towards each other. Bring your hands to your low belly. Take a few breaths here. Feel the effects of your practice. Let's take a laying spinal twist before we close and move to Shavasana. Arms can go out to the sides. You can move your hips to the right a little bit and let your knees drop down to the left. Try to ground the right shoulder blade to the floor. And lift the knees back up one at a time. Shift your hips over to the left, knees over to the right. And lift the knees back up. Let's come into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Extend the arms and the legs out. Take some space. And imagine yourself underground, deep into the soil. Being fully nourished by Mother Earth. Replenished and renewed with every breath. And one last time, connecting to your intention for this practice. What needs a little bit more stability, grounding, and perseverance? What needs a little bit more earth energy? Make this practice an offering. Start to breathe a little bit deeper. Moving fingers and toes, maybe reaching your arms up overhead. Take a great big stretch. Breathing in the air. And we'll make our way to take a seat. It's taking a little closing meditation. Sit in any way that is comfortable. And we'll take the Earth Mudra. So just bring your ring finger and thumb together to touch and let this rest on your knees, on your thighs. This mudra, this seal, is the representation of the earth energy. In times when you might feel stressed, anxious, ungrounded, this is a really simple, easy way to connect back to yourself and to get grounded once more. Let's bring the hands together, Anjali Mudra, at the front of the heart. Closing with the chant of Om one time. Inhale to chant. Breathe in. Namaste. Thank you so very much, yogis, for doing this earth element flow with me. I do hope that you enjoyed it. I have a fire element practice on my channel, and very soon I'll also have a water and an air element. Please do subscribe to my channel. It makes a big difference, and it really does to help support free yoga on the internet, which I think is something we can all love and appreciate. If you'd like to come with me to beautiful Costa Rica, I am doing a retreat in February 2018, February 10th to 17th. At the current moment, I have 5 spots left. All the information on that retreat will be down below in the description box. Thank you again so very much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.